Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded. Today we got a special guest with us. So go ahead and introduce yourself there, boss man.
Hi, my name is Devin Hobbs, and I've known Chris and Mike for several years now. Just been really good friends, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the show with you. And
Help us. I don't know who he is.
Call the cops. He's holding a spy gun.
No, yeah, we've known Devin for quite a while now. He's one of our really good friends, and we haven't got a chance to hang out much lately, but I'm glad he's on the show with us to help us talk about accessories for consoles that are out.
If you don't know anything about accessories or the video game industry, me and Chris know the profitability for video games is not in video games and it's not in consoles. These companies make their money by selling accessories. I mean, there's very little profit outside of that for a gaming industry to make.
And accessories have been around since the age of Atari. I mean, they've had things just you can buy extra from like back in Nintendo, Robbie the Robot, the Power Glove, things of that sort. The Power Pad you can run on, all kinds of stuff.
actually, I pulled it up, and one of the first accessories that you could buy was for the Atari 2600, and it was the Pong paddles.
Oh, wow.
You remember it was the first one that you actually plugged into the console and split into two turn-based paddles.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you played
I
Pong
remember
with
them. I didn't realize that was one of the first ones.
Yep.
And you were telling me something about the first wireless remote.
Yeah, the first wireless remote was for the Atari 2600. It was called the CX-42. And instead of using, of course, Bluetooth or anything that we have now, they use radio waves. And the top of the controller actually had a metal antenna that you pulled out and connected it through radio waves to the Atari.
Just remember, Grandpa, stay out of here with your pacemaker.
My mind is blown. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was telling me about that earlier. I figured, wow, that's pretty neat. Definitely mentioned that.
Yeah, the paddles came out in 1972, so they're 44 years old.
Wow.
That was when the Atari paddles
That's
came out.
crazy. Again, like I said, you got your three main, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, your three main systems and consoles out there that do things. But with that, a lot of third-party companies that come out that are licensed to make these stuff for these companies. You got Mad Catz is a big one. Nyko, Afterglow, Energizer does a lot of stuff for them. Rock Candy makes a lot of controllers and stuff for these companies.
I didn't know Rock Candy did that.
You'd mentioned earlier, Chris, that Skull Candy.
Skull Candy actually does. I know they've seen a lot of the headsets and stuff for them. So with that, let's just kind of get right into some of this stuff. Another thing, going into headsets, some of the big names out there too. Turtle Beach. You said you have a pair of Astro.
Yeah, I have a pair of Astro A50s. They're the only Astros that are wireless, and that's the reason why I wanted them. Now, granted, the price tag was $300,
Yeah.
which is a lot for somebody to pay for headphones.
A console? Oh, wait, headset. Sorry, my bad.
But that is part of not having kids and being single. If there are any single ladies out there, this is a plug. I'm just saying that when you've got the extra money to spend and it's something that you're passionate about, why not just go for it?
Well, and sound.
My heart stopped. I'm sorry.
Sound is a good thing, especially when you're playing games and stuff. You want to hear things around you and things like that. So, but there's a lot of different headsets out there that are good for people and not so good for people. You just got to find the right one for you. Mike, you have an actual Xbox headset, right?
Yeah, it's the Microsoft. I forget the name of it now, but it's the stereo headset that Microsoft puts out. Controls your volume.
Which I've actually heard that's a really good headset.
Yeah, it sounds great. I mean, you can hear stuff from behind you. You can, you can turn your TV off, mute volume all the way off, and just adjust your volume on your remote for your headset.
Me personally, I have a set of Turtle Beaches, the PX24s. The reason why I went with them is because they're universal. You can actually hook them to any type of audio device, be it your Xbox, your PlayStation, or even your phone or whatever, tablet, MP3, computer, anything, and you can run it through that. It's got a pretty little good pretty good little feature, the superhuman hearing thing, which is pretty neat. But
You know, and one thing about it is like Mike had said, his is an actual Microsoft headset. I know me and Chris, we used to only buy something that was put out by Microsoft. You know, I didn't really trust these third party individuals who put out like Mad Cats, things like that. But it's got to the point now where even aftermarket things that's not actually made by Microsoft is better than some of the stuff that Microsoft puts out.
yeah, definitely.
The original Xbox, I mean, it sounds weird, but I did nothing but buy Mad Catz controllers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've had several of them too. Yeah,
I just love the feel of them.
the Mad Catz was, I think, one of the first ones to come out with the wireless ones for the original Xbox.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, the little thing that plugged into the.
The little dongle.
Yeah,
I like that word, dongle.
you just keep your dongle over there.
Well, you know, from the Xbox or from the Atari up until the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Wii systems, there was nothing wireless up until that point. You know, or for the original Xbox, the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, original PlayStation, nothing was wireless until. So I mean, think about how many years that is.
Really?
From.
I thought they made a wireless 64
Yeah,
controller.
and the Nintendo had an original wireless one too.
But it wasn't until. Well, I looked it up and it said that the first wireless ones were actually for the Xbox.
Maybe it was the way that I know you. Some of the systems they use your dongle, which I don't think that's necessarily a wireless. I think it emits a different signal.
I mean, that could be.
So like a true wireless, like you said,
Right.
you know, Xbox 360 or PS4. Yeah, then definitely.
I just don't feel comfortable talking about Mike's dongle.
I don't think anyone feels comfortable about talking about Mike's dongle.
Well, speaking of controllers, I think there's no other controller or accessory better than the PlayStation's controller, their DualShock controller.
I think they're the one that patented the DualShock originally because it came with the original PlayStation, the DualShock.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that a couple of shows back.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no. I'm an Xbox fan. I mean, I play Xbox Live. I don't play on PlayStation Plus, but I still love the feel of a PS4 controller over an Xbox.
They have
Live
greatly
controller.
improved the controller on the PS4. I do like the controller scheme on the PS4. The way they've made it a little bit longer and a little bit more, you know, kind of contoured to your hand, and especially the triggers. I hated the PS3 triggers where they're just kind of curved down.
Mm-hmm.
Your finger would just slip off all the time. So, but yeah, they've definitely greatly improved on the controller.
Of course, personally, one of my favorite ones was the original Xbox original controller.
Oh,
remember the huge one? It was like a beast.
Oh,
It
what
was
was
like
that
30
thing called?
pounds full of.
Well, your hands are about
Yeah,
as big
dude.
as two of mine together.
Yeah, I do
that's
have
true,
gigantic hands,
So-
ladies. But but that was one of my favorite controllers. Of course, another one that was really comfortable. It's not new gen, but the Dreamcast controller was actually extremely comfortable.
Yeah, the way it curved down, and you can kind of grip the whole thing.
You want to know something, guys? I know you're gonna look at me in a different light, but I never once played Dreamcast.
No, I'll still look at you in the same light.
Oh,
We
thanks.
couldn't think any lesser of you, Mike. It's really.
Oh, great. Yeah, never one. I picked up a Dreamcast controller now at owning the game store, but I've never played a Dreamcast.
Well, it's kind of like the first controller to actually vibrate was the 64. And remember, you had to put the rumble pack into the back of it.
Right.
And so, I mean, and even the 64 version, let's be honest, that was probably, even though it was 3 handles, that was an awesome controller.
It was pretty good. It was different. That's when you first started getting the little analog stick and everything.
I mean, if you're gonna own these new controllers and stuff, there's a couple items that you want. I'm telling you, they're awesome. I wouldn't go with the plain charge kits, you know, the cable cords. I mean, I would buy these, PlayStation's got the Power A DualShock controller charging station.
Yeah.
It's $20. All you do is set your controller down on top of it, and it charges your controller for you. You're not reduced by cord during playtime. Just every time you're done, just set it in the base and walk away.
I haven't actually got the charger station yet for my PlayStation. I just got I'll every time I go to bed, I'll put it in sleep mode and charge it while I sleep, which I really like that actual
Yeah.
thing now too, where you can go in sleep mode and still charge things and run things. I actually do have a docking station for my Xbox One controller, which I think that's the greatest thing I ever bought.
It is.
That thing's awesome. It's
Yeah,
just
we got
it's the single
Energizer
one. I don't have my kid has the dual one.
Yeah, I
he
have
has
the
the
dual
two
one.
one. I have the single one, just for my controller. And I just pop that thing on, before I go to bed or something. It's got a red light that comes around the bottom of it.
Yeah.
When it's charged, it's green. So, that's that thing's neat.
I mean, if you don't have one, you're missing out. I mean, it's super convenient, and they're like cheap as heck too. Like I said, it's
you can pick
$20 for the Xbox One, and it's $30 for the Xbox One, and $20 for the PlayStation.
I think I paid something that was like $10 or $12 for the single one, just the regular single charger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you just got the one controller, you're by yourself doing whatever. Yeah, just that's perfect. That was perfect for me. Now eventually, like I said, I've got several controllers, but I don't ever hardly use them. I just use them my main one. But I have whatever charger batteries in the other one. But
I know I got my brother one for his Xbox 360, the rechargeable batteries and the rechargeable station.
oh yeah,
And before that, he was just using AA batteries, and he would go through dozens of those things. I mean, if you're an avid gamer,
Oh yeah.
you go through those things like crazy. So it's definitely worth the little bit of money that it costs to get a rechargeable battery.
and something I've kind of noticed too with the recharger packs, like the docking stations and stuff like that, is the battery packs seem to last longer than normal batteries that you put in it. I was using rechargeable batteries before that, and I always kept 2 on charge and 2 in the thing in my controller, and it seemed like I'd have to change them out like every few days or something. So,
Yeah.
but it seems like on my charger pack I can run with that thing for over a week. I don't. Of course, I'm not like a hardcore gamer all the time, but
I'm
still.
always on my Xbox, and I can't tell you how long my battery lasts because I always set it in there before I go to bed.
Some
pull
of
it
us
up
aren't
and-
at home all the time, Mike.
Hey, do you
Some
know
of us
how
have
boring
jobs.
it is to be at home?
I couldn't imagine.
I'd like to try and find out one day.
Being disabled sucks. I'm telling you, it is not fun to be at home all day long. You get so bored so easy. You go to bed at night dreaming of going to work.
I literally thought you were going to say you go to bed at night drooling, and
Sometimes I do drool. My pillow always a little wet. Beck, I got some drool right here.
If you do want to go with the plug-in charge kit, they have those also, which you can actually just plug into your whatever. Now the PlayStation don't have them because it's got an internal battery built in, but like the Xboxes and the Wii U's and stuff like that, with the Wii U.
Well, it's got a cord. The PlayStation's got a cord.
Yeah,
it's
but
standard.
it's not an actual kit you buy.
Oh,
It's
no.
built in.
Battery.
I was like,
It's
it's like a
built in.
2-foot cord.
Yeah, the battery's built into it. But what I'm saying is the actual like battery charger packs, the play and charge kits.
Yeah.
I know Wii U has some for like the Wii remotes and stuff like that. You can get the charge kits for that, which they have actual docking stations you can use. And that's and you can relatively pick those up fairly cheap, anywhere from I think $8 to on up to about $20 or $30 for the the actual Microsoft brands.
Right.
I know Nyko makes them, and then there's another company that makes them too. I can't think off the top of my head, but
well, the PlayStation 4 actually has one that they sell it at Walmart. It's an external battery, and it clips onto the back of your PS4 remote, and it actually plugs into the charging dock. And it's supposed to be like an extra battery, external battery, and that thing sucks. Just my opinion. I mean, somebody else might be out there and think it's the greatest thing in the world, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just charge your controller like you're supposed to.
be like a normal person.
Yeah, be normal.
I'll speak out of the elephant in the room here. I'm going through accessories lists, and I'm looking stuff up, trying to get information down, and I get to Nintendo, which Chris just mentioned here, and unfortunately, I personally did not locate very many accessories for the new Nintendo consoles. I mean, you got amiibos, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Are those accessories?
Well, I mean, if you look on the list of accessories for Nintendos, they throw those out there as accessories.
There's a couple things out there.
You got your gel controller coverings.
You got the covers for them. I know Nerf made some for the Wii U.
For the gamepad.
Yeah. They have what's called a quad dock. It actually houses the controllers. It houses the screen and the Wiimotes.
I've got one of those.
there's a couple things, nothing really
Steering
major.
wheel, tennis rackets.
Yeah,
All the things fat people need.
Yeah.
Nintendo, since they come out with the Wii and the Wii U, it doesn't seem like they have very many accessories. They had attachments for your accessories, like you said, the tennis racket, the golf club, the baseball bat, whatever.
Right.
And all you did was took the Wiimote and popped it in there and just made it feel like you're hitting people, which you do eventually.
Yeah, the only thing that I really liked as far as an accessory thing, and I didn't know this existed, and we were talking about this the other night, but the Mayflash GameCube controller adapter that allows you to plug into the Wii U so you can use your GameCube controllers.
Yeah.
And I also found out that it works on the PC too. You can plug that in and use a GameCube controller on a PC if you want.
Yeah. Now,
Now,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
okay, sorry. I did write down one thing here that for the Wii U, for the actual gamepad, you know, you've got. Do both of y'all have a Wii U?
Yep.
You know, the gamepad itself, the battery time is nothing.
Yeah.
Like you wear it out in a couple of hours. They make an external, or not an external, but another one that you can buy that actually lasts twice as long. It's made by Nintendo. You can buy it on their website. It's $39.99. And whenever you take the back cover off, the battery only takes up half the size of where the battery fits, so that you can actually fit a larger size battery in it, and it lasts up to 10 hours.
Oh, that's kind of good.
So, I mean, it's definitely worth it for $40 if you play your Nintendo quite a bit. It's definitely worth it.
Mario Party and Mario Kart. And
Legend of Zelda, the Twilight Princess HD. I got that. I had to have that.
Now
I haven't played
something
the
else
Zelda
is
game.
kind of neat too, though.
That's fine.
I know the new Nintendo they announced, the one that's coming out this fall.
Yeah.
That's going to be
The-
loaded with the
The
games.
handheld system.
Yeah.
/ console.
No. The actual little retro Nintendo that's coming out.
Oh, the retro
Little Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, the little
I
one.
gotcha.
Now the controllers for that are actually, you can plug those into the Wii U and use them as a controller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to have it where they can you can use those as a controller for the Wii U for play the retro games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. You can use the old school Nintendo controller to play the old Nintendo games on the Wii U.
Have you guys tried to buy a replacement gamepad, the little screen for your Wii U?
No. I'm
Try to
afraid
find one. I mean, they don't. I mean, I'm sure somewhere on Nintendo's website you can order them, but I mean, you can barely find them on Amazon. You can barely find them on eBay. Because I was thinking, well, when I first bought it, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. My daughters are going to fight over this, so
Right.
maybe I should pick up a second one, and you can use two. No, you can't use two. You can only use one at a time. And they don't. And I couldn't find the second one. I mean, another one to order just to have a backup. It was very frustrating.
Nintendo, in my opinion, has kind of fallen off. You know, they said that by the time their new system comes out, they'll already be, surpassed by the Xbox and the PlayStation. The new Nintendo is actually already out of date and it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, it's less graphics than the Wii U is.
It
We
is,
talked about
however, I believe it was Kent had mentioned to me too. Nintendo can continually take a loss of over $5 million a year and still be good for the next 20 years.
Oh yeah, I know.
They made their money.
I'm not saying we should always listen to Kent, though. Love you,
Kent's
buddy.
a good guy.
We already talked about all the charging stuff. Another thing that's actually pretty neat is what I really liked, actually, and I haven't got one yet, but I'm planning on getting one, is the little chat pads.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I love those things. I had them on my 360. I was using the crap out of them there. I love that you can just, when you're in the middle of playing, you can just text someone. If you're used to texting, I guess,
Yeah.
Some people voice to text all the time.
Yeah. There's a funny story. I don't remember. What did that say? You cover me while I look that up. I voice texted him the other day, and
But yeah, the chat pads, I mean, they're great. If like I said, if you're used to texting, it gives you full keyboard. And when you go people messaging you something, you just pop right up, send them a message, and you're done. I know Nintendo has, or not Nintendo, I'm sorry, Sony has one for their PlayStations, for the PlayStation 4 and 3, and then Xbox just come out with one here a few months ago for the Xbox One, and of course I had them for the 360 also.
The only problem that I've had with mine for the PlayStation 4 is the fact that it is hooked up not through your phone but through Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So you have to go through your settings, you have to go to your chat pad, have to add it to your chat pad, then you have to turn, the speakers from stereo to the, it's just, there's so much involved.
Well, I know the PS3 was the same way too. It was all Bluetooth, where the actual Xbox will plug right into the controller.
Exactly. That's, again, plug-in Microsoft.
Oh, I give up looking.
Well, I think Nyko actually makes a chat pad too for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
It's the chat pads are going to run anywhere from $20 to $30 depending on which one you get and where you're at.
Bad.
So they're not too terrible. I think the actual official Microsoft one is like $24.99 or $29.99. So,
Very
or the
nice.
Nyko one's maybe about $5 to $10 less. Another thing that's real handy too, we were just talking about, Devin, is the remote controls.
Oh yeah, I've got a something for remote controls. I just love them. Even though I don't use them, I have 6 Xbox One remote controls. My favorite one being the Elite. I love that thing. It's
they should
pretty.
make a patch
So
for that.
pretty.
Well, the thing about it is, like the remotes, they're convenient. Everyone has a remote for something or whatever. I think it's a lot convenient. If I'm laying in bed or something, I want to watch something, I don't want to have to power on my controller or whatever. I just pick up my remote, boom, I'm done. I don't have to wait for. Or if you're in the middle of watching something, you want to pause it, you have to turn your controller back on when it shuts off. You're like,
Isn't
dang
it
it.
amazing how lazy we've gotten as,
I know, man.
as a population? I don't want to hold this button down for 1 second and wait 5 seconds.
Oh, the funny thing is
I want it now.
if I'm sitting there and the Xbox controller's on the other side of the room, I will just grab the PS4 controller sitting next to me and turn it on instead, because I just don't feel like getting up and getting my Xbox controller. So
We're terrible.
lazy.
We are. I know Sony has one out for the PlayStation 4 and 3, if you still have that. And Xbox has them also for the PlayStation, Xbox One and the 360.
Yep.
And like I said, they range anywhere from the remote controls, or the remotes range anywhere from $15 to $30, depending on which one you get.
Definitely, in my opinion, definitely worth the money.
It is. I've had one from Xbox One since I've had it, and I use the crap out of it all the time. So
I don't think I've ever changed the batteries in mine.
I've never changed them in mine either.
Literally, they last forever.
I'll probably be picking one up for my PlayStation 4 eventually. So, something else I thought was kind of, we were talking about the stand for the Wii U earlier. There is some vertical stands out there. I haven't seen one for the Xbox One because I don't think it's designed to be vertical yet.
Right.
However, Sony has one out for their PlayStation 4, and I was telling you guys about this the other day. That was really neat. It's basically the stand sits, and you put the PlayStation in there, and it's got cooling fans on the side that actually blow up into the system, keep it cool. And it's got a small little USB plug-in that plugs into it, and in the front there's 4 more little plug-ins, so you'll actually have USB plug-ins, extra USB plug-ins. And then on the side of it, it's got 2 little docking stations to put your controllers to keep them charged.
That sounds awesome.
That's the neatest thing I've ever seen, man. And I'm actually considering buying one. I've seen them online anywhere from about $10 to $15 on up to about $20 to $30. So it just, I guess, depends on which one you're getting. But yeah, that's the neatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Now, one of the things that I saw was the Xbox One digital TV tuner. Have you seen that? Yeah, it's a little tuner that you can connect to your Xbox. It costs about $40, and it allows you to hook up antenna and cable. And Microsoft is promising with that tuner DVR support here within the next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you're going to be able to use your Xbox One as a DVR with that tuner.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
That's very cool.
Now, on that note, I know PlayStation 4 has their PlayStation Now, which is their TV. Of course, we discussed that in one of our streaming. Was it our streaming episode?
Yeah, our streaming episode. We discussed that.
They have different plans you can get depending on where you live at or whatever. But that's also technically, I guess, it's an accessory too.
Yeah.
But it's actually a little box you get with it. You can plug in or whatever.
I didn't know it was a little box. And
It
we
is.
talked about it and
Yeah.
didn't even know that that's what it was.
Everybody's going to have their own streaming thing before too long.
I think so, yeah.
Only cool people have podcasts, though.
That's right.
Come here with the cool kids.
So you got these new consoles out here, and I can tell you one thing that's terrible about them is not having enough storage space.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
So I mean, external hard drives are like a must for owning a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. One of the best ones I found was the Seagate game drive. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive for about $100.
Yeah, and I think actually Microsoft has an exclusive deal with Seagate.
They do.
So the Seagate actually puts out their official Xbox, hard drive or whatever for
They
them.
sell one at Walmart. It's green.
Yeah.
I did notice that the other day.
Which that's a 2 terabyte one.
Right.
I personally have just a 1 terabyte that I bought a long time ago, and my kid
And how's your storage going?
yeah, I got about 230 gigs left, and I'm constantly after just taking stuff off of there. Yeah, well, and here's the thing: Xbox, Sony, and everything else, they put out these systems, and it's like, yeah, it's 500 gig console, blah blah blah. But every game you load is going to be about 30 to 50 gigs a piece. I'm like, what?
That says Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's 100.
Or Halo, the Master Chief
Yeah.
Collection. That's like 70 gigs or something?
That's ridiculous. So you can only, technically, if you have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, you can only download 5 games.
You can't even do that because
I mean-
it starts off where you only get like 360 gigs.
Oh, true.
Because of the operating
Very true.
system. So it makes no sense. I mean, why don't they just go straight to the 1 terabyte or straight to the 2 terabyte instead of just starting out with the 500?
You know that's planned when they launch those consoles. That okay, we're going to launch a 500 gigabyte hard drive at first, and we got this 1 terabyte drives sitting here. We're going to wait a year and relaunch that and make them rebuy the console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I run 4 terabyte on all of my consoles, except for my 360. I've only got a 2 or 3 terabyte on it, but it's for gamers. You have to. It's like you said, Mike. It's a necessity. You have to have it because you literally cannot download all the games that you want to, especially if you have Xbox Live. You're getting 2 games
Free
a month.
yeah.
And if you have a 360, you're getting 4 games a month if they're backwards compatible for the Xbox One. Now you're getting 4 games. So plus any other games that you put on there has to be downloaded. Just if you put a disc in, bam, it's 50 gigabytes for a game to download. So I definitely recommend getting an external hard drive. Like you said, it's
Well, see,
necessity.
even nowadays, you don't even need an Xbox 360 because every game they release is going to be backwards compatible with the Xbox One.
Yeah, except for Conan the Barbarian. I must have it.
And you play it,
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian.
But the games that Microsoft gives you free every month,
Mhm.
they give you 2 360 and 2 Xbox One games.
yeah, they make sure
They're backwards compatible automatically, so you don't even need the 360 anymore.
Which might down.
Which even some of the games nowadays you see are only like 300-400 megabytes, but some of the ones like they just released Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I love that game.
There is that, and that's about 7 gigs. And when you start getting 2 of those a month. You know what I'm saying? You figure that's 12 to 15 gigs a month you're putting on just in Xbox 360 games. Yeah, it adds up.
Yeah, you run out of space soon. My 360 combusted into flames. It did. It literally caught fire, Devin.
That's what happens when you try to cook with it.
I just left it on one night, and the wife woke up, and she woke me up, and she said, there's smoke coming from behind the TV, and by the time I got out there was about a 2-inch flame coming off the power supply.
Holy cow.
Good thing she was up for work, or
Wow.
our house would have burnt down.
That is insane.
A couple other things that really that were supposed to be the big thing when it first came out, but they kind of fizzled out. The Kinect and the PS4 camera. They were just
what is this Kinect you speak of?
Yeah.
That was the big thing, man. That Kinect. Of course, now I will admit, when it did come out, it was, miles ahead of the original Kinect for the 360.
Oh yeah.
It was way better, and everyone loved the whole Kinect command thing and everything else that you could do. So super simple, but now it's just like, like you said, what is this Kinect thing?
Well, now you've got Cortana.
Yeah.
And moving and video games. I don't see
Right.
that working.
Has anyone seen us? Yeah, really.
We're not playing Xbox Fit
Like
here.
Oculus Rift. I don't see that working out very well either.
No.
Yeah, the Rift, the VR system, which is a nice $399 price point.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's something I will not be investing
Like
in.
I told you, they had the Fractured Butthole playing on the Oculus Rift, which is a South Park game, guys. If you haven't, I'm not making this stuff up. They actually had like a fart smell coming through their Oculus Rift nose guard, and like garbage can smell and vomit smell, and it was.
Most of that stuff's in my
I'm
room
gonna-
before I start playing the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw $400 to smell someone's fart. Come on.
Hey, some people want the true experience. Man.
And they're gonna, people are gonna spend it. But
Well, I will have to say, a friend of mine has the Oculus Rift, and I went over there and looked at it, and that thing is pretty cool. He downloaded a game that was, it was like a horror game about two twin girls that had died in the house, and you're sitting down on the couch, and you look over, and there's like two dolls on the fireplace mantle, and you're looking around the room, and all of a sudden you hear something, and one of the dolls fell, and it's just laying there, and so you're looking around, you look back, and now the doll's sitting beside you on the couch. Like, it's pretty creepy. It really is.
So Annabelle Part 2.
Right? Yeah, kind of like that. Pinocchio gone wrong.
Annabelle, what is that?
I know some of the other things too. I know some people like to go and travel, go over to people's houses or whatever, play the games or whatever. There's a few little things. I just bought my kid actually. It's like a travel backpack. This thing's actually pretty neat. It's got compartments and everything you stick everything into, and when you puts it on, it looks like a regular backpack, but everything's padded. The back of it's padded. The shoulder straps are padded, so it's like gives him real good comfort. So he's not like feels like he's toting a rock or something.
What is it that he's putting in the backpack?
His Xbox.
Oh, the actual system
it's
itself.
Actually, it's designed for either the Xbox or the PlayStation. It's got a hardened compartment on the inside where you can actually fit it and it won't move around.
Wow.
And it's got several other compartments you can fit your controller, your accessories and stuff like that. And it's got slots on the top where you can actually put your games.
Yeah, my buddy had one of those for the 360. For his 360. They're pretty
Yeah.
sweet looking.
I actually picked it up on a really good deal. It's normally like $60, but I had a coupon for like $25 off, so I got it for a really good price.
Yeah,
Or you could just get the Xbox S and fit it in your back pocket.
That's true.
You also got another thing at a really good price. You got an Xbox Elite controller, which I passed up on buying. Which I after grabbing Devin's Elite controller,
Yeah.
I kind of regret passing up on that.
What's I'm trying to think of something. What is it? Oh, snooze you lose. That's it. Yeah, there it is.
I wish I would have said, "Can I feel it in my hand first?" But then that would have made me sound a little creepy.
Can I touch your controller, please?
Can I feel how stiff it is?
It's at this point that we should point out that Mike's not wearing pants. So it's getting a little awkward in here.
There's a couple other ones too, like if you still have the old 360 and the PS3, there's a company called Games, not spelled G-A-M-E-S, it's G-A-E-M-S, but they make it's a portable game case. It's got actually a 15-inch LED screen in it,
Oh, that's cool.
and all the connections. You just put your console, load everything in it, plug it all in. So when you go to someone's house, and the case is actually like a hardened case. It's like a hardened like secret agent briefcase. But you open it up, flip up the screen, turn it on, you can play right there. They also make one for the Xbox One and the PS4, which it's got a 19-inch LED screen in it.
It's not big enough.
It's,
That's what she said.
but the actual TV itself runs at a 1080i, so it's actually
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Comes with a free handcuffs.
Yeah. I know the one for the 360 and the PS3 runs around $275, and then the other one, the 19-inch one for the PS4 and the Xbox One runs about $350. So, but they claim it's got about $400 worth of electrical components in there, so you're actually getting a pretty good deal. Getting
Right.
$350.
Now, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, just for the people who like to travel, I know
Take it on the go.
my kid goes over to his friend's house or whatever. He's always lugging his little TV with him and stuff.
We should have had that for our trip to California.
You spoil that kid rotten.
Yeah, you do. That's what love will do.
You know, my dad gave me one controller and a Nintendo like 3 years after Nintendo came out. And he's like, here's Super Mario Brothers. Enjoy it for the next 5 years.
That must have been nice. My parents still can't pronounce Nintendo. They call it Intendo. You in there playing that Nintendo?
And then I remember my dad, he came home one day, he's like, I bought y'all a game. And I was about 7, 8 years old. I'm like, what game did you get us? What game did you get us?
Barbie Dreamhouse?
No.
Playboy?
I got Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. I'm like,
Hey, that's the gift that keeps on giving, man.
I'm like, oh, thanks,
Like Lawnmower
Dad.
Man 2.
And guess who played that game?
Your
Wasn't
dad?
me, yeah.
The only game I ever remember my dad playing was Bayou Billy
Oh,
Bayou
nice.
Billy.
for the original Nintendo. That's the only game that man has ever played.
That is pretty funny.
That was a good game.
Um,
I mean, there's like a million accessories that we could go through. We could spend all night on this.
Okay, one thing I do want to
So
just throw out there is the new Xbox controllers. You can customize them yourself. I looked it up online. There are over 8 million possible color combinations.
Is that the price too?
No, yeah, close to it. That was $79.99, so it's not a whole lot more. If you're paying $65 now for $10 more, I mean, or $15 more rather, you get to customize it yourself, whatever color you want, and for $9.99, you can have it custom engraved. Which I was like, well, why would you want to engrave it? But one of the things they mentioned on there is so you can put your name on it or a message or your gamer tag. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. But if you have a gamer tag that you're stuck with, that you're just going to keep forever because you love it, that would actually be pretty cool. It'd be worth the investment just to...
as long as you don't forget your password.
Yeah.
Then guess what? That gamer tag is gone.
Yes. it is.
Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty neat actually, and especially with there's a lot of new controllers coming out this fall. I was telling you about the Gears of War controllers, new Elite controller, and everything else. Even the Gears of War ones are $74.99.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for $5 more, you can customize one like exactly how you want it.
Right, that's a good Christmas gift for me.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that already.
The good thing about them is that two of the newer ones, are all Bluetooth. They all come standard with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which the original, controllers didn't. You had to buy the adapter to go to the bottom of it. And the one thing that I really like about the new ones is that they have up to a 40-foot distance from the console.
Yeah.
So I can actually go to the kitchen now and fix something while not have to worry about restarting my controller.
Yeah, I go get water.
Now Devin can take the stove out of his room.
Now I can take the controller to the bathroom with me.
As long as you don't take your headset to the bathroom with you, we're okay.
I do both. I'm terrible. And I leave myself unmuted. You hear tinkle, 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 tinkle.
There Mike goes talking about his dongle again.
Yeah, you and your dongle.
Well, I think we should wrap it up, guys. I mean, unless there's something you want to add, Chris, that's important.
I'm good. I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff, and like you said, there's a million other accessories out there you can go through or whatever. Just look them up. All you have to do is go on Google or something, or you can go on Best Buy, you can go to GameStop, you can go on the Microsoft store or Sony. You can look up, see what you like. Things that make gaming fun, I guess. Yeah,
there's companies out there that do all the legwork for you. I mean, there's so many top 20 lists, top 10 lists out there for you to look. If you're not sure on an accessory, like Chris said, look it up, man. It's the information's out there. Just use Google, Bing, whatever you want. Best way to support your consoles, your video games, is to buy their accessories. I mean, so don't feel shy to spend a little bit of money and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you get a chance, go to my Facebook page. I have it's hdwoodworking.com. I do some woodworking.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
And also I've started doing making custom jewelry. I'm kind of trying to stick to the steampunk feel to it. So go check out my Facebook page. It's just Devin Hobbs. I haven't created one for it yet. But I just want to tell you guys again, thank y'all so much for having me here. It's been awesome getting together.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully it won't take a podcast to get us back all together in the same room again.
When I post this on the Facebook, I'll post a link to your
okay, that'd be awesome.
link to your Facebook page so you guys can check him out and check his stuff out. I think that's about pretty much all we got going on for this week.
I just want to add one
Sure.
real quick thing here. Guys, I mean, there's a lot of thought process we put into this podcast every week, so if you could just like and share us, and if you have any ideas, post for a podcast for us, something you think we should do, please by all means comment for us. I mean, we're definitely we look for new ideas, something real. If you want to be on the show, we can bring you on the show if you come up with an idea.
We've got a bunch of ideas already planned. I mean, Mike and I go through this and we plan ahead. We try and plan ahead to stay ahead of everything. We do have a lot of ideas, but we're always open to more. And like you said, if you come up with something, we decide to use it on the show or whatever, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about it with us.
I'm living proof of that.
And next week we're going to be doing
We're going to be talking about the
best movies
in our opinion of what's left of the year, pretty much through September on to the fall.
It'll be interesting to see if our opinions are the same or how different they are.
It would. We always know we have difference of
Maybe
opinions.
Mike won't write his in the bathroom.
So take Beauty and the Beast off the list. Okay, fine.
But again, we thank you for listening. Just tune in to us each week. Don't forget to like and share our page on Facebook. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. And we will see you next time.
See you later, guys.
Later.